Welcome again, everybody, to a fun Wednesday night of D&D. How's everybody doing?
So good.
Good. Not bad at all.
Sweet. Chris, are you there? I haven't heard you yet, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, perfect. To start off, Lo'Kag, I'm going to give you a point of inspiration for sort of following around more your character arc. So, like, choosing to protect Gundren in his enraged state, I will give you a point of inspiration for that.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. So with that, I guess I'll just do a little bit of a recap. I'm going to apologize in advance because I think this game is going to be very exposition heavy, but it's kind of where we're at in the story. So I apologize for that in advance, and hopefully you guys enjoy it and have fun anyways. Without further ado, so basically what just happened was Gundren grabbed the gauntlet, the silver gauntlet, and the corpse that was holding it previously sort of crumbles, and he slides it on real quick and erupted in a column of flames. And so when the fire subsides, he's sort of scorched a bit, his hair's burnt, standing up, his clothes are a little bit rattier, and his eyes have a sort of red tinge to them. And you had asked him how he felt, and he said that he felt powerful, so powerful. And so the orc woman exclaimed, "Oh shit!" and fires off a crossbow bolt sort of at him. And Gundren threw up his hand with the gauntlet on it, and the bolt sort of just melts in front of the silver gauntlet before it even reaches him. And then the orc woman says, "Everybody get away from that dwarf. We're all in terrible danger." So she sort of advises you that in a quick shout. And so as we were ending the session, we rolled for initiative. Lo'Kag, you had sort of positioned yourself to make an attack on the orc woman. And Durtel, I believe you said you had sort of drawn your bow onto Lo'Kag and were sort of going to try to either ask him or make him stop.
To attack her? Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll pick up from there. Lo'Kag, you are actually at the top of the order.
Well, I'm going to, in line with my character, I'm going to attack Killian.
Okay.
Rage.
Alright, so you rage and you are going to strike at her.
So
All right.
the 21 hit.
So actually, as you charge forward towards the orc woman, she sort of sighs and reaches into like the satchel that she had at her waist, and she pulls out a circular object. She raises an arm up and throws the object at her feet and yells, "Smoke bomb." And so a dense smoke spills forth into the room, and you hear her call out, her voice moving sort of further and further away as she yells. She says, "When you idiots realize the deep pile of ridiculous, over-your-head magical shit you are currently in, come find me outside. I'll probably still need your help. Gods damn it." The voice just sort of fades away. So as the smoke clears, Gundren erupts into flames once more, and he shouts, "How could you let that orc whore escape? You insolent knaves, I told you to end her!" The flames around Gundren erupt outward, and you are all gonna roll a dex saving throw for me, please. So Iggy rolls a 3, Quierk is 11.
My 3 is because I'm trying to figure out how to open this umbrella. Like, I'm not even paying attention. I'm just sort of like, idly staring down at this clasp, and so this fire can catch me full on.
So was that a critical fail for you, I guess?
It was.
It was.
Alright. I guess, Lo'Kag, you rolled twice there. I'll take the first one, I assume.
Okay, so I have a feat called Danger Sense.
Okay.
Which is for dexterity saving throws against anything I can see, I get advantage.
Okay, cool. so you'll roll an 11 on that. Quierk was 11. Oh, sorry, Durtel, I missed you roll first. So you got a 20. Yeah. All right, so what happens... Let me just double check that again. Okay, so flames lash out from Gundren in a wall of fiery force, and so it's going to hit Lo'Kag and Quierk directly, and that's going to be... You are both going to take 6 fire damage.
I need you to roll a d6 and subtract that from it, because I'm going to use my cutting words.
Well, actually, Roy, there's Durtel, you managed to dodge out of the way and get half. And Roy, when you're sort of fumbling with the umbrella,
okay,
your hand sort of, your left arm jerks up, and the umbrella trapped in your grasp, it opens up, and there's a brilliant flash of light, and you are encased in a magical bubble that protects you from the flames as they sort of crash into the magic.
This is the most badass thing ever.
That's the most epic fail ever.
Yeah, pretty much. You sort of trip over yourself, but the umbrella yanks up your arm and pulls this magical bubble around you.
Yeah, you guys are thinking it's like the Penguin, from Batman, but in my mind, I look like the guy from the original British Avengers, like the 1960s John Steed.
Yeah.
Oh, so all I'm hoping now is this is also a sword cane.
Alright, so that's going to be Lo'Kag and Quierk take 6 fire damage, and Durtel, you're going to just take half of that, which is 3. Because you sort of dodged out of the way, but you get kind of brushed up anyways. So, as you guys get up, brush yourselves off, and look up at Gundren, he's still engulfed in a cloak of fire, and is now floating at the center of the vault chamber. I'm done with you. It's payback time. I will have my revenge. And he just blasts out of the room like a flying dwarven meteor, leaving the group alone and sort of just in this empty black glass room all by yourselves.
Does he go out through the ceiling?
No, he like flies out of the main door and just rockets off.
Where the orc lady went?
Sorry?
Where the orc lady went?
Well, she said as she was yelling, like running back, she'd probably just be outside if you guys want to look for her. But
well, if he went towards her, then I say after him.
Yes.
Alright, so you guys are gonna head out of the cave?
Am I able to collapse my umbrella?
Yeah, it's sort of closed up on itself, so you're back to standby basically, but it's still stuck in your left hand.
Yep, I'm still grasping it, but as long as it closed, then I should be able to run all right.
Yeah.
What do we all think? We think the dwarf guy's got some problems and we should go find him?
Oh, regardless, he needs our help. He's my good friend's brother-in-law. Of course, we're gonna go help him. So I take off running after him.
Okay. Does everyone else follow?
There's nothing else in the room.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, now that I've actually been attacked by him, I'm sort of wary.
All right.
But the warnings, so I'm gonna follow.
So what was that last bit?
He's gonna follow.
Okay, perfect. All right. So you guys make your way through the cave. You know the way out pretty easily. You go back the same way you sort of came in. As you emerge from Wave Echo Cave, you can see a scorched path of destruction leading back through the woods towards the general direction of Phandalin. Sort of scattered around the entrance of the cave are smoldering remains of several net and snare traps. And you hear a rustling from the shrubbery at the edge of the woods, and the orc woman emerges with her hands sort of empty and they're held above her head, and she addresses the group and she says, "Look, obviously we got off on the wrong foot there. I'm not even sure I've had the chance to introduce myself yet. It's Killian, by the way, and I'm sorry about earlier with the Crusher and how things went down with, what was it, your cousin? I was just a little freaked out. I'm not sure how or why you're all possibly here, but that's sort of beside the point now. But I maybe acted a little brashly there."
I dust myself off and I say, think nothing of it, dear lady. Perhaps you could take a moment to enlighten us why my good friend's brother-in-law is now a screaming ball of fire, and just prior there was a number of individuals looking to crush and or kill us, including your fair self.
Well, like I just mentioned, I'm sorry about that. That was kind of a mistake. What you need to know, and I can sort of tell you right now, is that we and probably the entire world are in serious jeopardy right now. Since his cousin Gundren put on the if we can
I stop her and I say about that. There must be some kind of workaround. Can you write it down or paint us a picture? Because right now all I hear is this crackly noise.
That's the thing at the moment. I don't have the means currently to be able to allow you to understand what and several different things I'm saying. It's very difficult for me. If we can figure this out and see how it goes, I can definitely work on allowing you guys to understand what certain things are and what's being said.
Okay. Sounds good. What is going on then? Do your best.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get through this. Let me know when it all sort of goes blank. All right. I just got to think of the right words. I am employed by a was that? Did you?
Nope. All static.
All right. Employed by a amalgamation of like-minded individuals.
Oh, a cabal, most certainly.
Who are working to stop bad things from happening.
Fantastic.
So, understand right now, because of the object your cousin has acquired, he's not quite your cousin or your friend right now. He's been enthralled by the power of the I hope he's still in there deep down somewhere, because if we can reach that part of him and sort of calm him and convince him to remove the gauntlet under his own power, that may be the only way we can stop him right now. So I hope you're willing to work together, and we need to hurry, obviously, and catch up to him, but I think we can stop him from doing too much harm to anyone and himself. Hopefully.
Excellent. I turn to my good friend here, and I ask Lo'Kag. I say, "What do you want to do, friend?"
Well, Gundren is definitely not himself right now. I'm sorry, Killian, for attacking you, but you attacked my cousin and his family. Take priority. But right now, there's definitely something wrong with him.
No,
so I think we should.
I completely understand. Water under the bridge. So, you guys decide to work with Killian and head off, is what I'm getting?
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys cut through with Killian in tow. In no time flat, you sort of tell her about the wagon you have, and you cut through the woods back to where you left the wagon off the side of the trail. Lo'Kag and Ignatius sort of begin to fetch the two grazing oxen that you had left to sort of just left to pasture while you guys were in the cave. Quierk, you're gonna take flight and sort of survey just like the path of destruction and see where exactly it's leading. And kind of while this is all taking place, suddenly, Durtel, your ranger forest senses go crazy, and you spin quickly to gaze upon a hill at the side of the road. The setting sun blinds your vision for a moment before you can raise a hand to shield your eyes from its wondrous light. As your eyes adjust, a form crests the top of the hill, striding atop 4 powerful, muscular legs, about the size of a small horse, with fur so white and pristine it would be likened best to the newly fallen snow on a crisp winter's morning. Its fur ripples across its back in the warm early evening breeze like the tall grass sways upon the hillside. The wolf meets your gaze with eerie sky blue eyes that almost stop your heart as they gaze upon not just your material self, but pierce through you as if they gaze upon your very soul. In this glorious specimen of a wolf's mouth, clutched by teeth that shine like pearls, held by the scruff of its neck, is the homeliest looking brown-gray runt of a wolf pup you have ever seen. The proud white wolf releases the pup, and it tumbles down the hillside, rolling and bouncing and collecting dirt, grass and brambles into its fur before coming to a rest at your feet. It looks up and whimpers.
That was the best build-up, and then fall down at the same time.
So that you got this little wolf pup sitting in front of you.
Can I pull out some food and offer it some food?
Yeah, sure. Do you want to do like an animal handling check, maybe?
Sure.
Alright, why don't you give me a roll for that? Okay. Alright, so you offer it some food, and it accepts it gladly and sort of like hooks its, sort of starts rubbing its head against your leg, and you have tamed a wolf pup.
Yay, wolf pup.
So with you snatch it up. He's pretty small right now. So you return to the hillside, and the wagon is all hooked up, and everyone's sort of waiting impatiently to go after Gundren, and you've been off kind of wandering for a little bit, and they've done all the work sort of hooking up the wagon. So I guess you hop onto the wagon, and Killian flicks the reins, and your group begins to speed down the trail in your pursuit of Gundren.
I say, oh, how quaint. What's its name?
I don't have a name yet. I'll have to come up with one fairly soon.
Excellent. I will come up with a terrible pet name for you.
Okay. Well, we'll put it to a vote, as he'll be a party member, so.
You guys are all in the cart, or the wagon. You're making time down the road.
Is Killian with us?
Yeah, Killian's got the reins of the wagon. So Gundren's path of destruction is pretty easy to follow. You think you're all making pretty good time at the speed Killian's pushing your beast of burden. And you're hoping you're making good time anyways, because you don't really know the speed comparably of the wagon to a dwarven fireball, but you think you're making good time. So far, most of the destruction Gundren has wrought has been committed mostly against just the wilderness and the path, like the road in general, and the sort of just the wild area around the greater area of Phandalin. But as you crest over yet another hill in the landscape, you bear witness to the first casualties of Gundren's gauntlet-induced rampage. As you continue rolling down the hill, you get a better look at the remains of a broken-up, wrecked wagon, dead horses, and other livestock animal. As you come closer yet to the carnage, from the top of your wagon you can make out, scattered amongst the wreckage, the charred and burnt corpses of orc men, women, and children. Moving about the wreckage, you also notice a group of humans, sorting through the debris and loading up a nearby wagon. You can spot inside the back of the wagon, locked up in a cage of wood and iron, is an adolescent orc boy.
To action, team!
So, are they pillaging this destruction?
That is what it looks like to you.
Did we approach them and ask them what they're doing?
Sure. So you guys want to stop the wagon and hop out? Is that what's going on?
I'm cool with that. I wouldn't just ride by. There's someone in a cage? Like, this seems bad. They might need our help.
There could be more destruction if we don't, get that dwarf.
Yeah, but we gotta help these people. You can't let that poor young little one go down.
We could take 5 minutes and, investigate, at least see what they're doing. Maybe they're not actually, pillaging. Maybe they're helping. We'll approach them and see what they're doing.
Alright, so you guys stop the wagon and hop out. And what do you do?
I I guess I'm holding an umbrella, but I use it casually, like it's not a weapon, right?
Yeah.
And I walk towards them and I say, "Good sirs and gentlemen, what appears to be your problem today?"
No problem at all, buddy. Look, it wasn't us who did this, right? We just came upon it. We're like somebody's gonna pick up this junk, and it's just happened to be us. This wasn't us who did this.
Do I believe him?
You want to roll a what is it? Investigation? Let's say.
You could do investigation if you want me to look around and see if it shows like signs of their weapon.
Oh, well, you tell me what you want. If you want to check, you're checking what he wants to.
Straight line.
Right.
Insight
Yeah, insight. Sorry, that's the right check. You roll me an insight check.
You're right. I could do that way, but I just want to see if I believe him because
Yeah.
I have a pretty good judge of character, so I look into his eyes and
the tone of his voice and things like that.
16.
You're fairly certain he's telling the truth. That this was not caused by them.
Well, I try and show a more relaxed posture, and I say, I frankly believe you, my good friend. But could you tell me a little bit about the individual in the cage?
I mean, that's just sort of what was left behind. What do you mean? Are you interested in him?
Sorry, so out of character, just to make sure I didn't get this mistaken, there's a small orc boy locked in the cage?
There is an adolescent orc boy locked in the cage.
Does the orc lady know anything about him?
And the race of the group that I'm talking to is...
So are you asking Killian if she knows the orc?
I was, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. I know all orcs because all orcs know every orc.
You never know. Maybe she knows him.
So just to summarize before I know my motivations.
Yeah.
There's no other like prisoners or anything like that, or corpses. Just one kid in a cage, and then these looters.
Yes. All the rest, everybody else, other than these human guys wandering around, like picking up scraps and stuff, are all dead, basically. Except for the orc boy in the cage.
I said, well, this seems fairly easy. We will continue on our merry way and leave you to your spoils as you will. The only thing that I ask is that you release that young lad into my custody.
You want him as a ward or something?
Absolutely. It's important for casualties to be taken to the proper authorities in systems like this. As you know, slavery is outlawed in this area of the Faerun, and it would be very bad on your behalf if you were no longer seen as simply scavengers, but merely slavers.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say openly, but we're pretty openly slavers. So, I mean, we're not too worried about the law necessarily.
That is most unfortunate.
But you can certainly purchase him if that's what you're angling at.
I think you might just let him go. I mean, you might just let him go, right?
I want to make my last chance to persuade him and
Sure.
say, well, we could do this the hard way. And I point towards like Lo'Kag and Killian and Durtel and Quierk, who's probably still wearing his goddamn horse mask.
I think he removed it when he was visiting Aunt Jemima.
Or
I think I put it back on.
Oh, did you put it back on? All right.
he makes a big show of taking it out of his pouch. It's like, or the young lad can come with us and we can simply call it even.
Well, to be honest, I kind of outnumber you, so we'll take our chances. You guys can just move along before we end up hurting you.
I think somebody needs his arms ripped off. Just saying.
How big is the cage?
It's on the top of a wagon, and it's probably like 7 to 8 feet tall.
Like a rough weight estimate with the orc inside.
Larger than you can pick up and run away with while people are attacking you.
2,000 pounds.
2,000 pounds.
Can we call out to the boy and ask him why he's in there? Is he like can he speak?
You can, if you want to do that, you can try.
What's that mean?
So Iggy can't walk away from this situation. Everything in his moral fiber wouldn't allow someone to maintain slavery, regardless of who's being enslaved.
Yep.
And so he looks to his companions and he says, I'm sorry for the delay, gentlemen, but this will only take a moment. And I'm going to walk forward to the big guy and I say, "Prepare yourself, good sir." And I attempt to hit him with my umbrella.
All right, so that's not exactly how things work. I mean, you're gonna declare your intent. So can you guys please roll for initiative?
Prepare for.
You're sort of shaking your umbrella at him, and he's looks a little
Yourself, good sir.
looks a little inquisitive. All right, so Durtel is 9.
Ah, perfect 19 like that.
Lo'Kag, yeah, that's pretty good. There you go.
Guy with
Lo'Kag
their umbrella
is
just hit.
6.
The cinematic feel. Now we
Iggy,
find out that the
19.
umbrella has a complete mind of its own and it does nothing, I hope.
Quierk is 5, and I'm just gonna do a quick roll here for my dudes.
Remind me again how many of them there are?
So I didn't actually tell you because you guys didn't ask. There's the guy you're talking to who looks a little bit more well off than the other guys, and he is he's got 2 guys sort of nearby him, probably about 10 feet away on either side of the cart. And then there's another 3 guys sort of flanking, I guess you would say, there to the left of you, about 20 feet away, sort of spaced out, and they're sort of rummaging through their loot, but they've picked up their attention, so they've sort of drawn swords and are approaching from the left side of the cart.
So 6 men all armed with swords?
Yep, looks like 6 men with swords. A couple of them have bows on their backs, little short bows. But
This is
yeah.
gonna be delightful pink
We have
cushion
the
time.
we have the archer. We have the orc lady, right? She's got a weapon still.
Yep, she
She's gonna
recovered.
fucking make a giant junker come and rip their dicks off.
She's got the biggest crossbow you have ever seen. So I'm gonna do a couple of rolls here. Okay. Just got 2 more rolls to do. And now for Killian. Okay. Alright, so to start off the fight, Killian's gonna pull out. Sorry, dudes.
Have no fear, young one. We'll soon have you free.
Okay, so Killian's gonna pull out her crossbow and point it at one of the of the 3 guys that are sort of on the left of the cart. She's gonna aim it at the middle one. Gonna get a 21, which is a hit. She does 18 damage, and that guy is gonna basically have a giant. So you guys get a better look at these bolts that she's firing from this crossbow, and they're almost basically javelins, just small spears.
Fucking 50 caliber rounds on this thing.
And she nails that guy, knocks him prone, and he looks bloodied as hell, but he's not quite down yet. Which will bring us to actually the captain, who is the guy that you were addressing.
Mm-hmm.
And you're sort of shaking your umbrella at him, and he's just not having any of it. He is going to basically throw a combo at you.
I'm probably gonna end up using cutting words here, just so you're aware.
Oh, as a reaction?
It's on my reaction, I can subtract a d6 from any attack, ability, or damage roll.
Okay.
We'll see if you throw a 14 for an attack,
Yeah.
then I'll probably nerf it down.
Alright, well,
Dodge it.
so he's going to do like a combo at you. He's going to multi-attack.
Okay.
So he's got a scimitar in his right hand and a dagger in his left. So he's basically going to go scimitar, dagger, scimitar.
Ooh, I like that.
So he's going to
1-2-1 punch, yeah.
So he's going to swing his scimitar. That's a 19.
Hit.
Stab with the dagger. Wow, I'm rolling good. Okay.
Hit.
And then swing with the scimitar again.
Hit.
Okay. So the first scimitar hit will do.
You can roll all the damage at once, and I'll just subtract a d6 from it if you want.
Is that how it works? Oh,
Well,
you're
It's like against an attack, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
I guess theoretically, if I roll a 6, I'm wasting. So yeah, I'll use it against that.
Okay. So you're gonna use your thing first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I take 3 less damage, so I take 2.
So you take 2. All right. The second scimitar hit does 7,
Excellent.
and then the dagger will come at you for 7. Wow.
Beautiful. I am down to 6, gentlemen. Anytime you want to help out.
That's going to end the captain's turn. So, Ignatius, it is your turn. You are engaged with the bandit captain.
Cool. So, I'm guessing what you were telling me by waving my umbrella around ineffectually is it doesn't, like, when I twist the handle, slide out to be a cool sword cane?
No. It just sort of flapped around in the wind a bit.
Well, it's in my hand, so we're going to use it.
Well, it's only in your left hand, right? Like, you still have your right hand that you could hold a rapier, I imagine.
I could. But instead, I'm going to whip the umbrella at you and drop some dishonest... Oh, that doesn't work because it's disadvantaged. Fuck it. No, I'm just going to hit him with the umbrella.
You're going to hit him?
In my hand, I'm going to just, like, crack him with it, backhanded style.
Okay, give me a melee attack roll.